Hello. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. My name is Katie Peace. I'm the Director of Communications for the Preservation League of New York State. And we are very excited to be hosting this program with our colleagues from Historic Albany Foundation. Pam Howard, their director, is going to be joining me in just a minute here. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the League, we are a New York statewide nonprofit focused on historic preservation. We do programs of all kinds, including making grants, doing technical services, community programs like this one, but this is our first time doing a children's program. So we are pretty excited about that. And we are very glad to have Miki Conn with us. She's a Schenectady author, and she wrote a really delightful children's book that she's going to be reading for you today. And we'll be following that with an arts and crafts activity that is perfect for kids ages 3 to 8. So for all you young preservationists, it'll be the perfect afternoon activity for you. I am going to invite Pam on to give a little bit of an introduction for Historic Albany, and she's going to kick it off to Miki to take away for the story time.
Great, thanks so much, Katie. I'm the Executive Director for Historic Albany Foundation here in Albany, New York, and we are thrilled to partner on this program with the Preservation League and also the Open Door Book Store in Schenectady. We are hoping that with these children's programs, we can inspire a new generation of young preservationists in and across New York State. So thank you so much for our partners. Historic Albany Foundation is an advocacy, education, and technical services organization here in the city of Albany, and we protect and promote preservation of our built community here in the Albany area. I would also like to thank the other folks who made today possible, including Josh Singletary and Sarah Reed for their financial support, as well as the Peggy N. and Roger G. Gary Charitable Trust. So thank you so much. And I would like to now introduce Miki Conn, our author. Miki Conn is a storyteller, artist, and poet who resides in Schenectady, New York. She was born in Brooklyn in 1944. Her African and Native American heritage inspired an interest in indigenous arts and multiculturalism. Her travels and independent studies prompted her exploration of the myths, legends, and belief systems and arts of many lands. These influences can be seen in her artwork, as well as in her approaches to education and training projects. In her work, Ms. Conn strives to create an increase in understanding between races and cultures. So we are thrilled to have Miki with us today, again, to inspire young preservationists across the state. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. And thank you to Pam for that lovely introduction. Thank you to Katie for all the work you've been doing to make this possible. It's a pleasure to be here. So I've been making up stories since I was about 5 or 6. My early stories were about fairies, a family of mice, and adventures of kids. And then as I got older, I started making up stories about things I noticed around me. Have you ever noticed old, rundown, abandoned houses? Did you wonder about them? I've always been interested in such houses, and I wonder who used to live there. What did it used to look like? And I would imagine how I would fix it up if I owned it. That's kind of how this story, the story of a house, came to be. I used to see this old house nearly covered in bushes and weeds when I went to the store. I would look at it and wonder for nearly 3 years. And then one day it was gone. What? I decided right then to make up a story about that house. And the story became this book. Well, can you see the book? This is the story of a house. and it's dedicated to my children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and anyone who ever wondered about an abandoned house by the side of the road. This is the first picture. There was once a one-room cabin in the middle of the woods. It was built by a hunter who lived there alone. He didn't need a lot of room because he was often away hunting. When the hunter came home, he would eat his dinner in front of the fire, dream about his future, and drink mint tea. The cabin was very happy. I'll show you the picture again. Okay. One day, the hunter brought a dog home. The dog helped him hunt. Now the hunter had a friend to sit next to him in front of the fire. The cabin liked the company. So there's the hunter and his dog sitting in front of the fire. Soon, the man came home with a beautiful lady to be his wife. "This is a lovely house," she said as she stepped inside, "but it only has one chair. It has a bed that can only hold one, and there's no table for us to eat on." The hunter knew how to build things, so he set to work. Before long, he built all the furniture they needed. The cabin was happy because now they were a family. Okay. So she's beautiful, but not very happy when she's looking around and seeing just one chair and a little bed and so on. Together, the hunter and wife made the place comfortable and cozy. They cut down some of the trees that were close to the house so the sun could shine through the windows and grass could grow. They also planted flowers in front and vegetables in the back. There you go. There's the house or the cabin with rays of sun coming in from the trees that he cut down. And he's over here. I don't know if you can see it. That's kind of small, but he's over here cutting wood and planting vegetables. Now, after dinner, the husband and wife sat with their dog in front of the fire. They chatted or sang and drank mint tea. The cabin was really happy. It glowed through its windows and made its family feel safe and welcome. Here, let's see, over on this side, you can see a table with chairs for 4. So if they want to have company, they can. And over here is a nice, big, comfortable bed. And there are some flowers from her garden from the front. And here she and the hunter are sitting, chatting or singing and drinking mint tea. And there's their dog. Soon, there were children playing around the cabin. The family needed more space. The hunter added rooms for the children and a fence so the children would have a place to play together. It was no longer a cabin, it was a house. So there you've got the upper floors with room for the kids, and the kids are out here playing in the yard, and even a baby. So the house is looking like a house. The hunter stopped hunting so much because he didn't want to be away from his family. Instead, he made furniture and helped build houses for other people. The wife sold their flowers and vegetables in town. So there's the wife getting ready to go to town, the horse-drawn wagon, and one of the children is going with her. And over here is the father working on building some furniture. The family was very happy in their home, and the house was proud and very happy too. When it rained, it kept the family dry. When it snowed, it kept everyone warm. When it was hot, it let cool breezes in. It was an important part of the family. So this is showing the different seasons, the different weather conditions. Here's the family in the rain, but they can go back in that house to get dry and comfortable when they want. Here it is in the snow, and here it is in the summertime when it's hot. But as the years passed, things changed. The children grew up and moved away. The hunter and his wife grew older and tired. They couldn't work so hard anymore. Now there were only two of them to sit by the fire and drink tea. The house missed its children and felt a little lonely. Here they are, the husband and wife sitting there, and he's playing the guitar. They are enjoying their music. They're enjoying their new life. But on holidays, the grown children would come to visit their own children. For a few days, the house would be full and noisy. It would be busy, full of love and laughter and the smells of good things, especially mint tea. The house would be very happy again. So there's a lot of detail in this picture. You see there's a Christmas tree, it's the holidays, and the hunter is now grandpa sitting in his chair watching the children run around. And in the back here, grown son is there with his mother, who is now the grandmother. And in the kitchen, let's see, I don't know if you can see it, it's up here. In the kitchen, somebody's in the kitchen cooking dinner. There you go. More years passed. The husband and wife could no longer take care of themselves or the house. They left the house to go live with one of their children. The house was alone. The grown children were too busy to take care of it. The house was sad and lonely. So here you are with the older folks are leaving with their children, going to go and live with one of their children. The house missed its family. In time, weeds and bushes grew tall around the house. The house thought it had been forgotten. So what do you see here? The fence is falling down. There are wild animals, deer, grazing around here. Even the house has a sad look to it. One day, a family hiking in the woods came across the house. "This must have been a wonderful home," the mother said. "You can tell it was well built," said the father. "I wonder who lived here," said the mother. "This house just needs some love," declared the children. So here you can see a new family looking at this old, broken down, abandoned house. What do you think they're going to do about it? A few days later, the family returned. They cut down the tall weeds and bushes. They cleaned and swept and dusted inside and out. The house began to smile again. Here they are, cleaning, dusting, sweeping, cutting down bushes. The family came back the next day with their friends. The air was full of the sound of hammering, sawing, and laughter. The smell of paint filled the air. The family and their friends cleaned and repaired the windows and hung up new curtains. They discovered the garden and planted flowers and vegetables. They found mint growing everywhere. That evening, they had a big feast to celebrate. So here they are, the family and their friends. They're fixing up, repairing the windows. Somebody's cooking on the grill, and look at all that good food. That's the feast. When it got late, all the friends said goodnight and went home. The mother and father tucked their children into bed and went downstairs to sit by the fire. "Let's have some mint tea," said the father. "This is a lovely house," sighed the mother. "It's what I've always wanted." "We are so lucky," said the father. The house felt lucky too, and once again, it was very happy. So here's the mother and the father. The kids have gone to bed and they're sitting by the fire enjoying mint tea. And that is the end. Now let's see, look at the house. I think the house is not only looking much better, cleaned and painted and all of that, but it's looking happy. It looks like it's smiling. That's the story. So I want to thank once again Katie and Pam for making this possible. I want to thank the Historic Albany Foundation and the Preservation League's Preservation Book Club for inviting me to speak. And also the program sponsors, Peggy N. and Roger G. Jerry. Somebody's here with the story. And John Singletary and Sarah Reed. And thank you for coming to listen to the story. I hope you have a great time with the crafts project afterwards. And I want to invite you, if you want to share any of your thoughts about old abandoned houses that you've seen. I know somebody now who told me that she lives in a house that used to be abandoned. So maybe you have some experiences to share. And if you want to write to me and tell me about them, you can reach me at Miki Conn, that's MIKICONN @gmail.com. I'll say it one more time. Miki Conn, MIKICONN @gmail.com. Thanks again and have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much, Miki. Thank you for sharing that story and for sharing your time with us. We do have a follow-up to that. So taking Miki's story as inspiration, Kara Macri from Historic Albany Foundation, their Director of Preservation Services, she put together a very cute activity that you can do with your kids at home or just by yourself if you don't have kids. Ideally suited for young children ages 3 to 8, but really I think it would be fun for anybody. And it uses recycling and whatever you have on hand. So a very accessible kind of craft activity, but I'm going to queue up that video right now, and it will also live on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can come back to it, revisit it anytime, but we hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
And we're going to show you guys how you can make a house. So you can use any shape, size, anything you have. You may have lots of things like this one. You could even get your mid-century modern on and use maybe some cans, or what's a current favorite with the weather getting warm in our houses, ice cream containers. So you can really use anything. The only thing that you need are your recycling. You need some markers, which we have our marker bin over here. A little bit of construction paper, never goes amiss. We have scissors in case we want to cut anything super fun, like a roof to go on top of our paper towel rolls. And we have tape, because tape is how we're going to make it all stick together. Okay, so we're going to start off with the main body of our house, with a big one. Doesn't have to be on yours, but we figured, why not? So, you can help me with the tape, ma'am?
Yeah.
Excellent. Can you cut that for me? I'll tape this piece, how's that? Okay. And so this is pretty simple. We're just going to cut a little bit of tape, and we're just going to roll it. You don't need a whole lot. It's not like it's going to have lots and lots of use, last forever. It's just using stuff with our recycling. So a little bit of tape is good. Okay. So now we're going to take our construction paper, and we're going to stick our tape just on the end, right here, and we're going to tape it around our bottle.
With taping.
You're going to tape it? Okay, you're going to tape that piece?
No, can I cut it?
Perfect. Do you think you can tape this one for me? Once you cut that? Here, I'll hold you cut. It's a little bit windy up here in our tree, so on over. Okay, can you tape that on for me? Right there? Perfect. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to take our other piece. So the back of our house has a little color on the back. You can't see the front too. Okay, let's see. You got more tape? Fabulous. I have a piece too.
Whoa, I'm blowing my hair away.
I know, we're blown away out here.
Yeah?
Okay.
And we're going to make
Ready? Snip. Perfect. Should we snip it again since that one got a little bent up? Okay. Snip. We like to cut our tape with scissors. It adds to the fun. Okay. Got tape? Okay, right here? Can you stick that tape right here for me?
No, wait.
No, we're taping something else? Okay. We'll get more tape. We have multiple projects going on.
I can cut it and do it.
Perfect. Yep, give me a thank you.
Put it on.
You're going to put it on? Okay. Right here on that line? Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have our almond milk container covered, we are going to put kind of a face on it. So we're going to draw what our house front's going to look like. You can do anything that you want. It doesn't have to look like your house. It can if you like, but you can put pretty much whatever you want on it. So we're going to do a door in the middle of ours. Let's see. Should we get a stoop? What do you think? Does your house have a stoop? Ours has a porch on it, which is a little bit bigger than a stoop. We have a bench on it, and it has columns that hold the roof up. Usually that's the big difference between a porch and a stoop, is typically porches have roofs and stoops do not. So let's see. We'll give our house a stoop. I think stoops are good. Okay. So we're just going to sketch on a a little door. It doesn't have to be fancy. We're just doing rectangles, right? Everybody can draw rectangles. You guys totally can. I know you got that. So we're going to draw the rectangle for our door. We're going to draw a couple rectangles to look like stairs. Let's see, can I turn that so you guys can see it? Okay, so we've got our stair there. Draw another stair. Excellent. Okay, so we've got our door. We've got our stairs. Let's see. I think this needs windows. I think we'll do a window on either side. Let's see. Now, what do your guys' windows look like? Do you have what's called double hung windows, where you have two kind of squares, right, with glass in it, and they go up and down? We have those in our house too. And you can draw ones that have all kinds of cool details, or you can just do two squares. We're doing two squares here because squares are good. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing up here. Try to put one over the door, because why not? We don't want it to be lonely up there. Okay, so we're going to do 3 on the top floor. What do you think? Should we do a chimney? If you have a paper towel roll, do you think we could wrap that in paper to make it a chimney? Would that be a good thing to use that for? Okay. Our door needs a doorknob. These guys have a doorknob. Okay, so we have a door, we have a doorknob, we have some windows. What else do we need to make this a house? We need a roof, you're right. So, okay, we're going to take one of our houses, and we are going to add a roof. And so to do that, we just took a regular sheet of purple construction paper.
Yeah.
And we folded it in half. Ready? So we folded it. And now, we're just going to stick it on top, like that. And that's the gable of our roof. There we go. Now, like in the book, the house grew. So, our house is going to grow a little bit too. I think we're going to add maybe a porch, right? So we can add a porch. We've got the roof. Or should our house get a little bit wider and maybe we'll add a wing on the side? What do you think? Should we add a wing on the side instead of a porch? Look at that. On one of our containers, this one's an apple cider container, we did windows on the side too. So maybe that has a wing on that side. Or maybe we change the front of the house a little bit. And now it's got a different front and sticks out a little bit. What do we think? Yeah? Okay. So what do your houses look like? Now that we've been working on ours, we want to see what your houses look like. So make sure you have your mommy and daddy post pictures of the awesome houses that you make and all of the additions, the porches and the side windows and all the different parts that you can come up with. We would love to see it. So thank you so much for joining Anna and I today. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your spring break. Bye!
Bye!
Joining us. I'm out of your
with us today in almond milk bottle. Hi, so thank you all for joining us. As Kara said at the end of her video, if you do end up making any houses out of recycling, we would love to see them. You can find both Historic Albany Foundation and Preservation League on all your major social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. So we will be posting this video and this recording on our YouTube pages as well. And keep a lookout for all the other great events that we have coming up. I know Historic Albany has their big event coming up soon. Yeah. So Pam can send you off with a little information about that, but otherwise just thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Great, thanks Katie, thanks everybody. Historic Albany Foundation is holding its annual movable, now stationary feast next Saturday, the 17th, partly at the Renaissance Hotel. All information is available on our website at historic-albany.org or on our Facebook page, and our auction actually went live today. We have almost 70 items to bid on, so please feel free to check it out and support your preservation organizations, because that's why we're here.
Yes, ditto that. Thank you, Pam, and thank you everyone. Have a great afternoon.